YouTube, what it do is your boy Benji, and we are back on Lil Benji TV. We love all things entertainment this way, and we have been diving back into wrestling. We got to talk about the recent episode of WWE RAW, and I admit, like I said, good job. And look, a lot of the conversation online has been about how abysmal the build to WrestleMania 41 was, how lackluster the shows have been, how bad the PLEs have been, and then what we were expecting to be the greatest spectacle of the sports entertainment world sees on a year-to-year basis, WrestleMania. The show that we got was absolutely confusing, and a lot of us were left honestly with a bad taste in our mouths. And I was vocal about that. You can check the channel out. I got a lot of videos about that. Anyways, it's been a last couple weeks for me. I didn't even want to keep talking about the last couple episodes of SmackDown and Raw. I've been in and out. I really haven't even been able to sit down and actually sit through a show over the last couple weeks. And look, I even had a rant video prepared for the recent episode of Smackdown, but I honestly was just getting so irritated, even reminiscing about the show. I didn't even want to drop it. Look, I'm vocal about the episode of Smackdown. I'm actually going to be in person to check out in a couple weeks, and I'm actually a little bit scared. I'm fearful that I may have to give that ticket up because I just have no real desire to go. But I'm not gonna lie, this episode of Raw I think kind of really had me a little bit excited for what we might see on the other end. But it's clear and apparent. The order right now has got to be Raw, NXT, and then SmackDown. SmackDown is just abhorrent. It's bad. It's bad TV. But anyways, we're going to talk about the episode of Raw. Let's get into it. So the episode opens up with Jey Uso, our World Heavyweight Champion, coming out to yeet with us, you know what I mean? In Omaha, Nebraska. He comes out and addresses the crowd, and he's interrupted by Paul Heyman. And not going to lie, that was a quick swerve that I wasn't expecting, and I ain't going to lie. Paul Heyman absolutely, instantly captured my attention and saved this show. Instantly. Because he came out there and addressed Jey Uso and talked about the struggles and the plights that he's been going through. Because we haven't really been able to hear as to why Paul Heyman might have aligned himself with Seth Rollins. And Paul Heyman just fills in a lot of the gaps for us. Guys, let's remember all the time that I spent big upping Roman Reigns, talking about how this dude was the biggest champion, the best champion, the GOAT of all GOATs. And after this dude loses his championship belt, he leaves, disappears, ghosts me. You saw him decline my phone calls, and I get stuck with Solo Skull and getting put through tables. And the dude never comes out in order to try and help me. The dude comes out and never tries to ask me how I'm doing. Never that I get any type of assurance from my tribal chief. And this dude had the audacity to be upset at me because I was trying to pay back my best friend of many years, CM Punk, when it comes to getting him a favor to fulfill his dream of main eventing at WrestleMania. But this dude, CM Punk, was supposed to be my best friend. He went and tried to drive a wedge between me and my tribal chief. That was sick. It was nasty work. Paul, I get it. Now, I don't know if you had to choose sides in that realm. You just had to choose Seth Rollins, but whatever. We'll go with it. But I ain't lie. The promo Paul Heyman cut was captivating, for sure. And he gets to a moment where he's basically saying, look, at the end of the day, Seth Rollins is on a mission to take control of the WWE, and what he needs back is that championship belt. So, hand that over, bro. He wants to challenge you to a championship match, anytime, anywhere, for that belt. And reverse psychology, get Jey Uso to admit to taking a match for Seth Rollins tonight. So, a lot of us are kind of left stunned, like, okay, what might this be? Is it possible that Logan Paul is going to end up not having to fight against Jey Uso? So the first match of the night was PENTA JD McDonough. Pretty good match. I mean, there was plenty of little escapades that were going on. This is JD McDonough's return match. And there's so many moments which Judgment Day try and intervene and intercept this match, to the point where Finn Balor and Carlito actually kicked out of the arena, where we actually see, like I said, a solid competition between these two guys. It's pretty good. Apparently, Penta's getting a match against Dominic Mysterio too at Backlash for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm not upset about that. I think that'll be exciting to watch. And Chad Gable, who was actually Grande Americano's #1 fan, shows up and tries so hard to ensure that Penta loses here. Unfortunately, Penta's just too good. And hits the Mexican Destroyer in order to take the win. And looks like he's going to be heading into Backlash. Ready to go. We finally get a match of Austin Theory. Like, literally forgot about Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Forgot about them. They haven't been on TV in a long time. I mean, we got like a little like backstage segment of them, you know, once or twice here in like this year. You know what I mean? Grayson Waller, though, we're starting to get hints because he was supposed to be fighting a match this week, and he ends up passing that opportunity over to A-Town himself, Austin Theory. And he doesn't let him know who his challenger is going to be, and it's Sheamus who returns and wins. So, again, add another L to the column for Austin Theory. Again, though, I think we have to continue to salute that Austin Theory is very good in the ring. And there was a couple quick shots, too, of after the win, Grayson kind of smirking and smiling about what he did. I'm not mad at Austin Theory becoming the face. We didn't get Becky Lynch coming out, and I could have went without this segment because, I mean, it kind of just seemed like a rinse repeat of last week. Cause it was funny, though. It was a little entertainment to it where she's like, yo, y'all are upset about me for taking out the trash. That's all I did. Most people salute and thank you for taking the trash out. But y'all getting upset that I took out Bayley. Bayley sucks. And Lyra begins to beat up Becky. Don't worry about that baby. It seems good. Sounds exciting. She's like a big dog. Unfortunately, you're losing that title on Backlash. I also don't think Becky's believable as a heel, but whatever. She's literally the same person. I mean, I'm not gonna. I wasn't one to root for Becky Lynch much. She's cool in the ring and all, but I mean, whatever. Speaking of another solid woman, ROXXANE shows up, cuts a promo about how she's completely turned around the perspective of Raw over the last couple weeks, which she has. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, bruh, in the women's division, I wasn't too excited about what we were seeing because there's so many talented women not getting an opportunity. But finally, ROXXANE has returned in order to save Raw. I don't know what happened with her and Bayley, but it's cool. She's here. She's fighting against Io Sky, and of course the two of them put together a solid match. And silly Io Sky is actually tricked into showing showing ROXXANE that she was a good sport. Doesn't matter, baby. You getting tricked because Julia shows up and starts whooping on Io Sky. I don't think any of us understand why Julia is doing this. I mean, I understand that there's like a history between these two. You know, you're talking about New Japan and all this stuff. And I mean, obviously they're both like rotating in some sense in the same circles. But I don't know why. Like Julia's attacking her randomly, and my ROXXANE is doing the same thing. But I'll go with it because at least the women are getting shine, and there's a lot of talented women in this division. Even though they let go like half of the roster the other night. There's really a lot of women here that just aren't getting enough shine, and it's good to see that the women are getting TV time. At the end of the day, there's some really good women in the ring. I don't know why only Raw are getting these opportunities for these women to even grace the mat. I don't know why on SmackDown we can't get a couple of women an opportunity for some strange reason. I mean, we're booting off half of the tag teams that are on SmackDown, but whatever. Not gonna lie to you, I didn't really care much about this match. It literally happened. And I expected what was going to happen. Rusev comes and wins. And then he wasn't going to just leave it a win. He was going to ensure that he thoroughly embarrassed Alpha Academy, which led to him like beating the rest of them up and choking Otis out to the point where security has to come out there and flood the ring. I mean, that's kind of what I expected. I don't really care. I'm not going to lie to you, though. I don't really care about Rusev. I don't think he's really going to be anybody that any of us should worry about Alpha Academy. At this point, if you beat them up, it doesn't make you seem like no big dude. Everybody beats them up. They literally just get beat up. Like that's what they do. They show up and get beat up. That's it. So I don't think I should care. So I'm not gonna lie. Up until this point, I think like I had some intrigue in the show, but I mean, at the Rusev's match, I'm telling you, everything started to just dwindle downward for me. Because for some strange reason, we have Pat McAfee and Gucci doing the face-off. Why are we doing the face-off between these two? Why is this happening? Why is Pat McAfee up there talking about how we both had similar dreams? And since I was a wee lad, I had dreams to be in a wrestling ring as a professional wrestler. What the heck are you talking about? You went to the NFL. What are you saying? And after your career in the NFL, you had enough connections, particularly probably stemming from your TV show, that enabled you to get an opportunity as a WWE commentator. Brother, I don't know what you're talking about. You're not on the same level as Gunther. I mean, at least at the very little, we get Gunther to acknowledge, I guess, what this could mean for his character. As Pat McAfee lets him know that, you know, at the end of the day, he got complacent. He got soft. And Pat's going to be the one to let the world know that he's soft. Because he, for some strange reason, mentioned how Gunther had some character flaws that emerged after he lost to Sami Zayn and then Jey Uso because he overlooked them. Yeah, he overlooked them. That was the thing. And I think that Gunther addressed him correctly by saying that, brother, I'm not going to overlook you. I'm going to beat you down. I'm going to chuck you out until you drop like a wet towel. Yeah, Gunther's very good, and I appreciated that. In the end of the day, this match should only go one way. Beat the heck out of Pat McAfee because you stepped in the way for something that had nothing to do with you. Gunther was upset about Michael Cole. All that glazing he be doing. Pat McAfee stepped in for no reason, brother. You ain't ready for the smoke. This dude has been a champ 80% of the time he's been in WWE. He's the ring general. Why do you think that you can keep up with him? Like, what? Again, I continue to talk about the release that we had from the WWE over the last week and how much of an uproar that set people into. Why do we have a commentator getting a match on a PLE card when we have wrestlers that have not seen TV time? Where's Apollo Crews? Where's Andrade? What is Himelo doing? I mean, we have so many guys. Just speaking about Smackdown. I mean, Karrion Kross is over here cutting promos during commercials. But we got Pat McAfee getting full-fledged segments. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't even know why Pat McAfee thinks he could even compare himself to any of these wrestlers. But you ain't Sami Zayn, you're not Jey Uso either. Why should I care? You got to wipe the mat with this dude just for thinking he can compete with our ring general. Honestly. And then the show culminates with Jey Uso, of course, matching up against Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins' aura is good, and I will say there was a backstage segment in which Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins just kind of let everybody know, we planned this out. Seth Rollins has been scouting for Jey Uso for a long time, so we tried to use this reverse psychology to get an opportunity to put a match for this dude because we knew that he wasn't prepared for this. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I got caught in a little bit of a swerve because I assumed just the way Jey Uso came out, that his energy, the aura, the way things were playing out, I saw Jey Uso's losing. I even tweeted it. I said Jey Uso's losing. And this match was entertaining. There's a lot of near falls. There was some moments in which Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman tried to steal the show. Apparently Seth Rollins got busted open though. I think they said that he went over the announce table, and I remember that spot. But I guess he sliced his head open because he was leaking, dude. Anyways, we saw some surprise appearances from Sami Zayn. Don't think any of us should care. At the end of the day, he made enemies with a very powerful man. Again, also, I don't even understand why Sami Zayn was like trying to act like he's holier than thou. Brother, you literally sold out multiple times. I don't want to hear nothing you talking about. Like, come on now. This dude is upset that Seth Rollins is becoming a watered down version of Roman Reigns, but you literally sold out multiple times in order to try to join Roman Reigns in the bloodline. And you are not even one who is of the bloodline. But now he feels like he's doing some big thing because he shows up with his bandaged ribs trying to help Jey Uso win against Seth Rollins. Okay. And when I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm all for the like the near falls and everything like that. But like the lack of drama towards the near falls, I said, okay, these guys aren't. Neither one of these guys are gonna win like this. What's going on? What's next? And the crowd's over there chanting, "This is awesome, guys." It's not how you make an awesome match. But if you hit somebody with your finisher package and then you jump on top of them for a quick pin and they kick out at 2, and all of us just like what, like no big deal. I mean, like I said, I mean, there was some points where of course the 2 guys were stunned and it was like okay, the pacing here was good, but then there was like some weird some points in the show or in this match where the dudes go from quick being stunned to making an attack. Like I said, I'm not a fan either of like the quick hitting somebody with a finisher just for them to kick out with two like for no reason. I don't really get that. Anyway, CM Punk showed up trying to save the day, but as Raw actually went off air, Logan Paul actually snuck Jey Uso with a punch. So I'm kind of confused as to what we might see in regards to the World Heavyweight Championship, because they're literally all over the place. We literally saw 6 men who could all be challenging right now for the championship, but they were like pit against one another. And I ain't gonna lie, I got a nasty tape in my stomach. There's gonna be like some 3-on-3 match or something like that. I said, oh, please don't do that. But all in all, like, it was a solid episode of Raw. I ain't gonna lie, there's some solid matches, some good like story explanations from the great Paul Heyman, but yeah, nothing groundbreaking here. I mean, you just watch Paul Heyman's promos. I think that's the only really important thing that you should have paid attention to this episode. And I mean, the tension was there, I think, for that last match, because it wouldn't have made sense for Seth Rollins to go down. But the pin nowhere would have made sense for Jey Uso to be dethroned the champion like 2 weeks afterward. I mean, so I had a feeling it was going to end in a couple of different ways. And I think I tweeted that CM Punk was going to end up interfering in the match, and he did. And I don't even think they rang the bell, but whatever. Jey Uso didn't seem to have a problem with that. I think that it would have made sense if he would have ended the match the right way. But whatever. Yeah, let's just... I mean, I said giving props this episode. That's what I'm going to do. You guys have a great one.